Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Wiskin coming at you with another commentary, and this one we're going to talk about Battlefield 3 and whether or not it is a Call of Duty killer. In short, no, it is not. In fact, I'd say beyond some modest success at launch, which it may or may not get, it actually be a little bit after launch, I think, still going to pale in comparison to a successful Call of Duty launch. The game will go the route of Battlefield Bad Company 2, in that it'll have a small but loyal following of people that think it's better than COD and don't understand why people don't like it. Everyone else will still play Call of Duty, whatever Call of Duty they like, whether that's COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, or Modern Warfare 3, and they'll continue to discuss what a COD killer will look like, because it doesn't exist yet. Why is this? Well, it's because Battlefield 3 has far too many problems. The first is that it is not YouTube friendly. The matches are too long, clips aren't particularly action-packed for the most part. Yes, you can edit together some very nice montages, but that requires a lot of additional effort. It's not easy to just commentate over a full unedited gameplay like I'm doing currently. Commentating on an unedited gameplay is the bread and butter of 90% of the commentators. Videos that require editing may get them higher in the search results and may gain them popularity, but ultimately where they make their money or where they sustain their channel is on the videos that they can put out every day, which are largely unedited. Now, why is YouTube important? Well, YouTube's important because YouTube Buzz is free advertising. It's smart to make your game YouTube friendly. It keeps you in the public eye longer. Once commentators start to dislike playing your game, they still do, because it's what their subs want. Because, frankly, it's easier to watch. These videos are easier to make. They're just better all around. The next reason why Battlefield is not going to be as popular, it's not going to be a COD killer, is lack of kill cams. Now, 75% of the time when I die in any first-person shooter, I think it's complete bullshit. The kill cam shows me that part of the time, at least, I'm wrong. My ass was hanging out. It wasn't a one-shot death like I thought, whatever the case may be. And quite frankly, everything in Battlefield 3 feels like it's a one-shot death to me. It feels like I got shot one time and I died. That's probably not the case. I probably didn't realize I was getting hit, whatever the case may be. The kill cam could show me that. The kill cam can make me a better player. I'm able to find all these little bullshit head glitch spots from the kill cam, so I can either use them or defend against them. Nothing in a game is more demoralizing than not knowing why you died or from where. You feel helpless. You feel powerless. It makes the game feel unfair, and because of that, it's not going to be as popular, because nobody's really going to like that game. A select few will want to work at it and get better at it, but by and large, that's not going to be the meaty part of the bell curve that Call of Duty appeals to. The next reason that Battlefield 3 is not going to be a COD killer is that it's not a satisfying shooter. You can't really run and gun for the most part. If you run around in the open part of the map, somebody's camping, somebody's watching you, somebody's going to kill you, has been my experience. You can almost never see what you're shooting at. A lot of the times I'm shooting at where I think bullets are coming from, or I'm shooting at orange triangles that somebody has spotted for me. It's kind of not fun. It's almost too realistic. Like, it's the way that you would lay in the grass and hope that you don't get shot and fire blindly into the horizon if you were in a real gunfight, for the most part. And while more realistic, it's not entertaining. The other thing is that pistols are overpowered. So I found a lot of times I was better off using my pistol in a close encounter than I was my assault rifle, and certainly than my sniper rifle, thank God. While I agree with the sniper rifle aspect of it, I've never been a fan of quick scoping or no scoping. I do feel like the pistol itself is a little bit overpowered. I felt somewhat helpless against the pistol when I had my assault rifle out. Now, thankfully, knifing is not as bad as it is in Call of Duty, but I think it's actually underpowered. Like, it's too hard to get that knife animation off. It feels a little bit too nerfed. The next thing I'd like to say about Battlefield 3 is that dedicated servers are overrated. I hear a lot of talk about, if we only had dedicated servers, this, that, and the other thing in Call of Duty, and for the most part, these are people that are ignorant of the networking in games, and they don't really understand how things work, and I think that it's this panacea, that it's going to be a cure-all for all their woes. they'll never die. Things will always be rosy. Nobody will ever get cancer if we only had dedicated servers. And that's not the case. I still lag. I still die when I think that I've run off behind a corner, and there's still hitbox lag. It may be equalized to a certain degree, but I don't think so. If you have a better connection to the dedicated server than I do, you're still going to benefit from it. And quite frankly, they don't have either good enough networking centers, or they're not deployed in good enough networking areas, or geographically dispersed, or whatever the case may be. The dedicated servers, at least in the Battlefield beta, leave a lot to be desired. And it's going to leave a lot more to be desired in countries that they don't fully support. So you're going to see probably a worse play experience in countries like Australia or Madagascar or Latvia, assuming they're going to play the game at all. I still have ineffective bullet syndrome, where I feel like I'm shooting the guy and it's not doing anything. And in terms of like your public image, it's irresponsible and stupid to launch a beta with inadequate servers available. I spent way too much time trying to get into the game. I was too laggy. This is my first impression of the game, and it's what I'm basing a purchase decision on, and I, for one, will not be purchasing it, and I think a lot of other people probably felt the same way and may have even canceled their pre-orders. So I think that's going to be exacerbated at launch, that you're going to find that they have inadequate number of dedicated servers at launch time. So you're probably going to be lucky to get into the game very much for the first week or two. The next thing, and this is a quick one, is I'm basing this largely on Battlefield Bad Company 2. Vehicles suck. It's too hard to deal with vehicles. If you get one person that knows how to use the chopper really well, you're pretty much powerless against them. It sucks. It feels like a multi-quest, World of Warcraft, a multi-step World of Warcraft quest to destroy a vehicle. I need to go find an elf or a dwarf in the mountains to get some tagging gun, and then swim in some fountain to get my stinger, my Strela, whatever it winds up being, before I can have a chance to shoot the stupid thing down. They're way overpowered, and it just does not make for a fun game. So going back to another point, is that the beta shows off the worst of the game, and this is the first impression. So they picked Rush as the game type, and from my standpoint, Rush for the most part isn't fun. It's campers versus rushers. One side gets rewarded for employing the most frustrating of all tactics, camping in a hard to find spot and picking people off. One side gets to die over and over again while they try and run towards this objective wave after wave. And even if they do kill the enemy, it doesn't matter much. That doesn't go towards their actual objective. The beta is a buggy piece of shit. It's too easy to get under the map by accident. Happens all the time, and you can't seem to get out unless you kill yourself. And the other thing is, in a game that emphasizes coordinated squad gameplay, it's unacceptable to release the beta with squads not working. I have never been able to get into the same squad as the people that I've been playing with. And to that point, people who will try and defend that and say it's a beta, if you're a software developer, as I am, I'm a professional software developer, we can talk about that, what bugs are acceptable in a beta, how timely you have to fix them, and all that. If you're not a software developer, you should probably think about shutting the fuck up, because odds are you don't know what you're talking about, because you've never written code in your life. I'll say that in the nicest possible way. Shut the fuck up. That being said, I'll leave you on that note. I go 45-4 in this fun little game. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, and have a good one when you're not shutting the fuck up.